Oh wow, it's that soon. I didn't know that.
I think
Okay.
it's this.
That's what my wife said. We have a deal to go to on Sunday, and so she said we got to get up an hour earlier than normal. So that's how we know.
So we spring forward. So we spring
Right.
forward. So it's okay. So okay. So
Time's gonna go forward 1 hour.
we're losing our.
So we're getting up an hour earlier, right? When it fall, we always get an extra hour sleep in bed. So.
Well, you know what I've learned to do is, good evening, Anita. What I've learned to do is,
Anita?
I don't personally make the time change. I just whatever I get up at the same time. I mean, the sun doesn't know that we've moved the clocks on Earth, and so I just ignore it completely. I just get up at the same time. Now, it turns out that over a period of several weeks, my body will gradually shift and I'll actually make the time change unconsciously, but I just don't make it consciously. So anyhow, hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to our.
Well, we're welcoming you.
Yeah, let's get Charlene.
Yeah.
Are you on? Charlene, are you
I'm
on?
on. I'm
Okay.
on.
Awesome. There you are. So Charlene is brand new to us, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody, welcome Charlene. We got a
Shirley.
Welcome.
group here. So again, let me go backwards. I think most of you understand what happened Tuesday. I was sitting here at the computer, just about ready to launch, when there was two great big bright flashes outside my window, and everything went dark. We lost like 5 transformers in the system, so it was all night for them to get power back on. We lost absolutely everything. I couldn't even make a phone call out of here. And the honest truth is I could have probably gotten in my car and driven somewhere and made a phone call to somebody, but all my phone numbers are on my computer. I mean, it's just like, I said, they'll figure it out. Are we freezing? So anyhow, here we are. Now, on Tuesday, I was going to do, you had asked me to do a training on Facebook stories. And I have that, or we can just go ahead and do the Thursday Q&A and come back and do stories next Tuesday. What would you guys like to do? And girls.
Go ahead and do the stories.
Go ahead and do the stories. Is that the vote? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's 2 things about stories that I'm really liking, and I'm gonna start using them more and more. And one of them is the stories themselves, and I'll share that with you, and we'll actually see how to make it work. The other is, there's this new feature of watch parties, and if we don't run out of time tonight, we're going to look at watch parties too, which looks like a really powerful feature. Now, I don't have a constraint tonight. I don't have another webinar at 6 o'clock, 1 hour from now, so I don't have a constraint tonight. So we can run a little extra, or we can stop whenever we're done. Whatever you want to do, it's your show. Okay, so. If somebody gets tired of listening to me, you can drop off. If you have any MLSP questions, let's save them to the end. Is that all right? Let's hold on MLSP if there's anything going on there. So let me do a screen share. And I'm going to do a little bit of a PowerPoint here. I put together, that's it. I put together some PowerPoints about Facebook stories so that we can just sort of answer questions about what all the features are, and then
we'll be able to get those after, right? So we don't have to take notes on.
You don't have to take notes. If you don't want to take notes, don't take notes. And what I'll do, I'll put the PowerPoint up in the group, and of course we are recording the video. So if the recording gremlins don't come out and bite us, we'll have a recording as well. But so anyhow, Facebook stories. Facebook considers stories to be an alternative news feed. It's a totally different parallel path to put out information, and it's got some interesting aspects to it. First aspect to it is what Facebook really did. If you're familiar with Snapchat, what Facebook really did is they put a Snapchat-like feature on Facebook. So it's really an addition to everything you're used to in Facebook. It's meant to be visual. It's meant to work with camera. So you'll find that a lot of stories have to do with cameras, and they put new filters and new effects on the cameras. Now, I got to tell you, I'm not a big, this already. I'm not a big smartphone user when it comes to posting, because I just have trouble typing on that teeny tiny little thing. And right now, my phone is totally dead. I don't know what happened to it. It completely died. I can't turn it on. It won't turn on. So I have to make a trip up to the States to deal with that. So I don't even have a phone to play with this stuff on. But for those of you who use your cell phone, there's a lot of camera effects that you can play with stories. So they have new filters and new camera effects. And you can, one of the questions people ask is, well, can I share my stories? And the answer is, yeah, you can share your stories with all your Facebook friends. You can share it with groups. You can share it with an individual. So there's lots of different things you can do with the sharing. And again, in a few minutes, we'll just jump out to Facebook and we'll look at some of the stuff and actually do some. So how long do stories last? It's a 24-hour dealy, Bob. Unlike your timeline, where fundamentally when you post to your timeline, it just drops lower and lower in the feed, and in principle, it's there forever. With stories, in 24 hours, they disappear. So it's just like Snapchat. And the stories don't appear on your timeline, and they don't appear on your news feed unless you post them there also. So when we look at them, you'll see that we have two posting options. One is to post directly to the news feed. The other is to post the stories, and we can do both.
Len, is that available from any page, or is it just your profile page?
Well, I think it's available from just about, well, that's a good question. You can post from your profile page, but you can post to any page, any group, or any place you want to. So can we post? You know, I didn't try it. We'll just try it. So anyhow, 24 hours, remind me to try that. Where do you find stories? I think most of you know this already, but just in case, it's at the top of your news feed. At the very top, there's a little thing that says stories. And you click up there, and your story's there, and stories of friends that have shared with you are up there as well. So we'll go take a look. Now, there's a lot of blah, blah, blah here in this slide. And by the way, I clearly, for the purposes of this group, I sort of plagiarized this stuff from posts that are out there. I mean, you can find all this on Google. There's nothing new here. It's all out on Google. But you can add mask frames, interactive filters, and Facebook has partnered with brands to create masks for films like Alien, Covenant, etc. I mean, I have no interest in any of that stuff personally. I don't use the masks, the filters, never have, and I maybe someday for fun I will, but I just don't do it. So I'm not real familiar with all that stuff. Maybe one of these days, one of you will want to be using all these different filters and things and want to share with us. There's also a feature called direct sharing, which you can share directly with individual friends. So you can choose who's going to see your story rather than putting it out there for everybody to see. And this once again goes back, I think for most of us it's not relevant, but if you're sharing a story about your kid and you only want to share it with your family, for example, and you want to protect your kid, your young child from public scrutiny, this could be an interesting feature. So, photos. Now, again, I'm not a big smartphone user. So there's some. I'm not going to read this. I'll put the slides in the group as you asked before. So if any of you are working with your smartphone and you're trying to figure out how do I get my picture to appear in my story and you're struggling with it, here's some instructions for how to do it. So we're just going to look at stories from a desktop viewpoint tonight because that's what I know how to do. And camera effects, the same thing. How do you get camera effects? You swipe up, you tap the effects icon, blah, 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 blah. And for those of you who are using smartphones, go play with it. Come back and tell me what you learned. So all you got to do is tap the story and hit share, and it'll put it up there in stories. Again, we'll do it on the laptop in just a moment. And
so Len, so do you kind of create the tour? It's not live, right? You actually create it and then you share it? Correct.
Okay.
So you can't do a video, like a Facebook Live story?
Well, that's an interesting question. Let's come back to that for just a moment, okay? Because I'm going to show you, I'm going to put my Facebook Live up in just a moment. But so there's a direct reply. You can reply to people's stories. And I mean, basically, that's the whole thing. We'll come back to watch parties in a little bit. So let's just go out and look at stories. And so I'm going to end that and come back to Facebook. Close that. And I'm going to go to my timeline, my personal page. So first off, if I want to just create a post here, and I'm not going to create a post right now, but if I just want to create a new post, you see that I've got the option of sharing this post with my news feed, or with my story, or both. So rather than creating a new post, we'll just leave it there. And when I create this, I'd have to go into my settings and decide who's going to see it. Am I going to share it to the public, share it to friends accept, etc. And if I want to pick individual friends to share it with, I can do that. So this is supposed to open up a list of friends, and let me pick the ones that I can share with. Maybe it's there we go. So here, if I wanted to go start sharing with friends and just pick, let's say I just wanted to create a post and share it with one person, for example, Devantel. Where is she tonight? She hasn't been here for a while. She keeps saying she's going to be back. Anyhow, I can do that right from here. So let me close that window. Now, where are the stories? Let's go to my news feed. That's your home button, your news feed. That's right, haven't finished, and it's okay. We can leave the page. So here's stories like Nadia. Nadia posted 7 hours ago. Here's her story. Rosemary posted 47 minutes ago, and I can go see what she's posting in her story. Be interesting. We'll pick on Nadia. So have you played with stories? You just go click on it and go look and see what she's posting. And you can add to your story. So I can put a post up and then come back a little later and put another post up and put another post up. And what it will do is, see what it's doing is it's sequencing through the stories, the posts that she's added to her story. So these posts then become a little timeline in and of themselves, if you like. So, like, I don't know, she put this up 7 hours ago, and I don't know how many posts she's got up there, but that's it. And Daniel put one up 9 hours ago. Rosemary put up one 47 minutes ago. And again, if she has more than one, then it's going to sequence through them. End of story. And so, oh, there's Richard Croyer. He put one up earlier. Where is he tonight? He's supposed to be here. Okay. So I think this was recorded live, and he's put it up in his stories. So let me come back to.
But you said they're only available for 24 hours, right?
That's correct. The story itself stays up for 24 hours. Now, here is a Facebook Live that I did a couple hours ago. Okay? So this is on my timeline, regular old Facebook Live. If I go share, I can add to story. And I'm not 100% certain. Something went wrong. I got that message earlier, and I don't know what it is. Something went wrong. We're working on getting it fixed. So in principle, I should be able to just add this to my story. And I don't know why it's not doing that right now. And I am getting that error message from Facebook.
Lynn, when I do my Facebook Live from my phone, it automatically puts it in stories.
Mm-hmm. I believe, and I'm not 100% sure. Again, Charlene, I'm not a big expert on doing cell phones or using cell phones.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, part of the reason is I'm down here. I'm actually in Mexico. My U.S. cell phone doesn't work here, and I don't have a Mexican cell phone. But I think that's a choice that you have to. I think it's a setting on your phone that you've chosen. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
Why-
asking.
I don't know.
I believe it
Why,
is.
why would you choose to put it on your story versus put it on your feed?
It goes on
Oh.
both. It's on your feed and it's on your story too.
Okay, so it's
But
going
why?
well, a lot of people, I mean, let's go back. A lot of people are getting, well, first off, the news feed is very cluttered. I mean, you can, let me come off the screen share for a minute. Let's talk about the news feed. Come on, you can do it. There we go. We're off. So we've talked about this a bit before, but the Facebook has almost 3 billion users. And every one of those users has maybe hundreds up to 5,000 friends. So when you post on your newsfeed, a very small percentage of your friends actually see your post. So I see every now and then a post, somebody puts up a post that says, if you still want to be my friend, click the like on this post. Otherwise, I'm going to take you off my friends list. And I know many of you won't comment. Well, the reason many of them don't comment is they don't see it. You have to understand that the Facebook newsfeed is crowded. It's cluttered. But this is a parallel path that can put what you want in front of the people that want to see it. They get to click on the stories feed up there, and they can see what you're posting, but it only stays there 24 hours. That's its limitation. So I think that it provides a parallel path that makes, if you want to post something really important, that makes it easily accessible to the people that want to follow what you're doing and get to know that realize you're posting on your news feed or on your stories feed.
So you're thinking more people are exposed to it than,
I am, because your friends see that. If they go to their stories, they see that you've posted in your stories.
yeah, so if they have 5,000 friends, they would have to scroll through everybody.
Well, if 5,000 friends posted in their stories, that would sort of make a mess of it, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
But- Yeah.
I was wondering.
But
if it-
I think, I think it's another way for Facebook to try to help you get your information to the people that you want to get it to. It's a parallel path. It's independent of the news feed. And, but, I got to be honest with you, France, you know me, I don't bluff you guys. I mean, this is something that I'm just playing with myself for the first time recently. So I'm not the world's leading expert on any of this stuff. But this is what I'm gleaning out of it and what I've been learned to figure out from going out and doing the research and playing with it.
Okay.
So it looks to me like if you got something important that you want to say, putting it up in your stories, and I think the trick here is to not burden stories too much with too much stuff, but to use it sparingly and to get it up in front of your friends.
So can you show how you were trying to do the video before and you got knocked out? Can you show how you would do just a post? with a
Well,
picture?
sure. Let's go. Let me go get an image. Let me do a real post. And where did that come from?
You clicked on the banner.
Well, I didn't think I did, but if you insist, okay.
Well, Facebook think you did.
Yeah, let's see. Let me, I don't know. Okay, here, this one's cute. It's sort of innocuous. So there's some of you may know, Things are running slow right now, by the way. So you asked for it, but it's loading.
So you're doing it as if you're doing a post
Yes.
normally. Okay.
So that's my latest baby elephant. As some of you may know, I think most of you know, but some of you may not, I have an adopted orphaned elephant, Barsalinga, so I'll post that. So, hi Tamara, go away. So let's just, rather than put that on my news feed, let's post it on my story. And now, let me go to my feed. "11 seconds ago. Waiting, 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 waiting,
While
waiting.
you're waiting, I got a question.
There, I did click it. Okay, so there's, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, but there it is. There it is. So it's
See, on my cell phone, I can't find that add to story button. Is that just on the computer, I wonder?
I was just looking at my cell phone, and when I go, it has for me, I don't know if you can see. Can you see this? It has my picture here with a plus button, so I can add a story right there.
I know, but when I add a story, it takes me to my pictures and stuff like that, videos.
oh, well,
In other words, I can't figure out how to add a post to my storyline. It's my pictures and my videos, my camera.
well, yeah, the stories actually automatically takes you to your picture file because it really is, it's very biased toward pictures because it's mimicking Snapchat, if you like. So it is very biased toward pictures. Honestly, I don't know how you could, I mean, I think I'm thinking, but I can't try it because I don't have a cell phone to try it on.
Right.
I'm thinking that if you just create a post and then when you push share, you might have an option to share it just to,
Well, I tried that.
it doesn't,
I'm doing it right now, and it doesn't give me that option. It might on the computer, I don't know, but on the
Yeah.
cell phone, I can't find that.
okay.
It says more options, but it doesn't give me that one. I'll try it on the computer tonight.
Yeah.
The
Well-
only thing I knew about stories was when I do a Facebook Live, it just always went in my story, and that's all I knew.
Okay, so I'm just gonna make a post, but you see here, even with just a post, have a great day. I can select that to my story and share it. So I certainly can do it on the computer.
Yeah.
I'm going to come back to my earlier statement. I'm one of the world's poorest smartphone users.
I don't know. I forgot the lady's name. I just posted.
Charlene.
You
Sure.
posted one from your post?
I just now while you were talking, I picked a picture from my picture file, and
Yeah.
then then I added text. Can you see it? I just put it there.
Yeah,
And-
it'll do the picture. What I was trying to do is put a post that I did earlier today.
Well, I just put a post up using my computer without a picture. Let's just see if it's there. So here's my first one I put up, little Barsalinga. And there's the post. Have a great day. So at least from the computer, we know we can do it. What this is what this is it's Robert Taylor. If you look at, let me close all this. If you look at, he's the next one in line. So in fact, he's live right now. So there's the answer to that question. He's actually live right now, and it's up in his stories. And then there's Leighton. So we can see what Leighton's trying to post about. And there's France about a minute ago. So if I click on Leighton,
Right.
there's Leighton. And it's going to flip over to France in just a moment, I believe. It's going to do that. Scrolling down.
That's a picture.
Yeah.
That's a picture I took for the Asante contest, that 528-day contest.
What is that yummy dinner, France?
It
Yes.
was so good, let me tell you. It was awesome.
And there's Charlene.
Posted it.
So
I just now put that up. Yeah.
Right, yeah. And then it keeps right on, and it's going to keep right on going down through the stories lines. And so they're posted in order of, you know, when we posted them, and it's going to just keep right on going. So this is a nice little feature. I'm gonna suggest that we all start playing with it a little bit more, and see what it does for us, and get our stuff out there. Now I'm a little frustrated, but there may be. I'm gonna maybe do a little more research on this one. I'm a tad frustrated that it won't accept this video, but I'm thinking there might be a limitation in terms of how long a video can be. And that's
Right.
something,
That's
yeah.
what I was thinking.
Yeah, so when I tell it to put the video up, I'm gonna do once more. Come on. Add to story. So, nope, I got the same error message. So I'll do some research on that.
Can you set up the add to story? You know, select to add to story instead of to your news feed or whatever,
Yeah.
and then try to do a Facebook Live?
Well, I believe you can. I mean, let's go live.
Well, I have one on my stories. One of my people put a live one up on the story.
Right.
Well, we
Yeah.
saw that from I have another one going on right now. That's a live from somebody I don't know.
So I'm clicking live video here, and we'll go out there, and but yeah, you know, play with this stuff. You can't break. Well, maybe you can't break Facebook. I don't know. Like most of us will that. But, so I think
doubt it.
you know what, I'm going to have trouble. It's not going to be able to. I don't think it's going to be able to access the camera. But here, where we go share, we have. Okay, so I don't see share to. I don't see share to my stories there. So that's something I'm going to have to play with a little bit and see if we can figure out how to do that. Now, again, this may be a feature that you have to do from your cell phone rather than from the desktop. So share, friends accept. No, so at least at this point, I don't have the ability to share a live video to stories.
Yeah. But if you do it on your cell phone, it will go there live.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, because mine always went there and I never put them there, so I didn't know how.
And you can never figure out how to stop it, huh?
No, when I do them, they just always pop up there. So I don't know. Maybe I've got something set in my phone that I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I suspect you do, but I'm not sure. Again,
maybe.
I'm being very honest. I don't try to pretend when I don't know something. I just don't know it. But you know, I'll do a little bit more research and see if we can come up with a couple more answers to a couple of these questions. Let me quick show you.
Watch party?
The watch parties. I'm beginning to think this is really a really cool
Those
feature.
are cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you use them?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So, a watch party is that you can play a video in a group and invite other people to come watch the video with you. Now, the interesting thing about this is that it doesn't have to be, it can be a live video, but it doesn't have to be. It can be a pre-recorded video. And when you select the video and put it in the group, as I understand, all the members of the group get notified that you're having a watch party, and they have the option of joining you and commenting on the video. Now, if anybody knows anything different than what I'm saying, or has anything to add, please jump in here. So it's sort of like, so members of the Facebook group can watch and comment together at the same time on the video. And I find that to be really intriguing. I'm going to show you an example of how I'd like to use that. But all of the members of the group are notified. So it's a great way to get your name in front of a lot of people. And, you know, we've talked quite a bit over the last couple of months about using groups. So let me go back to let's go back to this video. So I did a video a little while ago about, and this is advertising the webinar that I'm doing Saturday on how to write and publish your first book. And so let's just, and you know what? I don't want to actually go put this video in a group right now, because if people are going to be commenting on it, I don't want them commenting on it over there while I'm over here. But looky what happens here. And we'll actually start it. I want to start a watch party.
So are you now you're on your profile page?
Yeah, I'm on my page, and where's, oh, the share. Come on, share. Share in a group. I'm starting a watch party. I'm being impatient. I click the button and I don't think it's responding, so I click it again. I click it once, twiddle my thumbs. Come on, you can do this. Come on, come on. You laughing at me, Mark?
I am.
I don't.
I'm actually just laughing at the computer. You have nothing to do with
I
it.
have to.
Sure, Mark. Sounds good.
Anita says you're freezing.
Come on. Because there's actually, going back to my own timeline, because there's actually a watch party button there too. So I'm on my own timeline, and this is being a little cantankerous.
Yeah, you got a lot going on your computer, that's why.
Yeah. and I'm impatient. Okay.
And when is your birthday?
I am, they tell me I'm Aries. Many years ago, I was told that my ascendant was Mars.
Mars is an ascendant. That's a planet.
But you told me that I couldn't know that anyhow without knowing the time I was born.
Correct. Your ascendant is determined by your birth time and location.
Okay, here we go. Now, shh, don't anybody breathe now. Deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. Share in a group, share in a page you manage. I clicked on share in a group. Okay, now, let's say I want to share this in one of the groups that I'm in, MLM Baby Boomers. Come on, you can do this. You can do it. You can do it.
So you said sharing a group. Now you're going to type the name of the group.
Right, I'm gonna.
How does it know that it's a watch party?
We already selected watch party.
That was the first selection.
That was the first selection. Yeah, and now let's go ahead and be brave. Oh, there we go. Okay. My usual awesome typing. I did take typing in high school, but mostly it was a class in girl watching because I think I was the only male in the class. Maybe there was one other. Okay, now I can push post, and what we're going to see is that this video goes up. We'll go out to MLM Baby Boomers, and this video, in principle, everyone in MLM Baby Boomers is going to get a post or a
Notification.
right. God, come on. I don't want you to find results. MLM Baby Boomers, come on. Okay, yeah, in principle,
There,
everybody, huh?
it's there.
Is it there?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wait, okay. It's there? And so are people getting notified that it's a watch party and that they can join and they can watch with me and they can comment?
Actually, I told you wrong because I'm not in there. I guess I was just calling up what you did online. Never mind. But people do get notice, I think,
Right,
because I've done it
right,
before.
right. So here, I'm trying to attract people to come to my webinar Saturday. Why am I trying to do that? Because I want them to know about how to, for people that want to publish a book. Oh, they even got it in there with the misspelling. Okay. So it's there. So it's in the group. Now, as far as I know, people in the group are getting notified that I'm having a watch party. I'm just going to let it run. I'm not going to worry about it. So it says it's a watch party. They're getting notified, and they can click on it, and they can come see what it's all about. So I guess if I clicked on it, I could join now, and maybe somebody else can do that, see what happens. I don't know. But it's sort of like I've taken my live video, and I've put it in the group into a watch party. So now it's playing live again, and it's just like it's live,
Yeah.
but it's pre-recorded.
Now,
And
does
so-
it go away when it finishes?
Yes.
That's a good question. That's a really good question. And
It does on the timeline. I don't know about in groups, but I think it just goes away.
yeah, we'll find out. I'll find out. We'll go look at it. I'll go back and look at it later tonight and see if I can find it. But I'm going to let it run. And the reason I'm going to let it run is that this is actually a good group for me to put this video into, because I might get a couple of sign-ups for the webinar Saturday. So, that's what I'm doing with that. So I would suggest for those of you who are, we can all go back and we can look at all the posting and stuff we talked about on posting in Facebook groups. This looks like a really, really powerful way to get out in front of people and perhaps to attract some leads. So
Would we put a notification in the group, watch party at 8:00 tonight?
you know what? I don't know if you need to do that or if that would help or hurt. I just don't know.
Because when you start it, people get notified the moment it's running, right?
Right. Correct.
So they come on and it's already,
It's already running. Yes.
and you can't control it probably.
Yeah. As far as I know. Now we're in an area that I'm not as familiar with as, so I'm just playing with this stuff for the first time. As part of playing with, I think it was actually you, France, that asked, was it you that asked?
Yeah, I was asking about the fake.
So it's part of playing, to be honest with you, I hadn't paid much attention to the stories, and really I didn't know much about them either. So when you said, let's do stories, I said, all right, fine, it's time for me to pay attention. So, I've sort of now given you everything I know about Facebook stories, and as part of doing that, I stumbled into the watch parties and said, all right, it's time for me to learn about them too. So over the next, a little bit of time, I'm going to be playing a little bit more with this stuff too. But it looks like these watch parties might have some real powerful value. Charlene, what kinds of clients are you looking for?
What kinds? Well,
Yeah.
I've got my MLM, which is non-toxic living.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm doing the marketing. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. When you say the marketing, is that
I'm
MLSP?
looking for people that have online businesses, but not the same MLM as I have, where they might be interested in MLSP or.
Are you in?
Yes.
You're in MLSP?
Huh?
You are in MLSP.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, 90% of the people on this page are too. So, so let me go ahead then, and that's all I have for you tonight. Let me open it up to, is there any questions? And if you have any MLSP questions, I'll take them now too. So if there's anything going on in your mind that you want to talk about. Otherwise, we'll call it a night.
I'd like to know more how you approach getting people interested in MLSP, other than the links and the webinars. Is there anything else?
Well, that's a good question. And what you have inside MLSP, of course, are all the system campaigns. So one of the things you can do is, I mean, there are several ways to approach that. One of the things that you can do is use the system campaign. So if you're talking to somebody who says, well, I'd like to learn how to do Instagram, you say, well, I have a free training on how to do Instagram. I can send it to you. So the system campaigns. Rob Four, who most of you probably don't know because he's been out of MLSP for a while. Rob Four did a training a year or two ago on, and it was really well done. He talked about doing blog posts. If you went down through the system, I'll toss some ideas on. If you went down through the system campaigns, start at the top and just pick the first system campaign, watch it, and then write a blog post about it and put it out. And next week, do the same thing. Pick the next system campaign, write a blog post, put it out. And one of the things you can do is you can put your blog posts in these different groups, as well as advertise them to your friends, send them to your email list. Hey, I just did a blog post on how to, so what's the first system campaign? If you go down the line, I think the first system campaign is, what is it? You know what? Let me not. We're running too slow. I don't know what it is. And maybe let's pretend it's Diane Hoffman's how to sell with stories. Let's pretend it's not. I know it isn't, but pretend it is. And you can say, well, I just did a blog post about how to sell with stories. Would you like a copy of it? And you can, you can send it to people. And your blog post about how to sell with stories is going to have a link in it to back to the original system campaign. That's going to say, hey, if you want more information, click this link. So that's going to take you back. The posting these things in groups. But here's the truth. All of that stuff is good, but the reality is the very best way is to talk to people. That's really the reality. And a lot of this stuff, writing blog posts and posting in groups and all this stuff, is people tend to use it as an alternative to picking up the phone or just getting into Messenger and actually talking to people. But posting in groups is a good way to do it. We did a training. Now, by the way, I found the units. I should show everybody where this is at. Let me go back to share. And I see a chat there. Hang on, and I'll come back to the chat. Let me go back to the share. Okay, you can share this now. Anytime. Thank you. And healthy, wealthy aging. Okay. I clicked healthy, wealthy. There we go. Remember, we couldn't find the units, and I didn't know what gosh world Facebook did to them. Because I expected to see units over here in the menu, and they're not there. It says go to the learning tab. You see this, go to the learning tab? That's where Facebook has put the units. Don't ask me why. I have no clue.
Where is it at? I don't see it.
This, well, I just clicked on it already. It's gone away, Leighton. We'll come back in a minute. You
I'll
gotta
check
be
it in the
faster than that. But if you looked
I'll check
on,
it in the
I
report.
believe it was in December. I thought it was back here in December that we did maybe it was even earlier than that. Could it have been in November that we did the training on Facebook, posting in Facebook groups? Oh, January. Okay, here's Facebook training. That might be it there in January. So in the group called January. Okay, so training, this was a Facebook training in January. So I think that's the one where the training in groups is in there. I'll go back and look and be sure, but it is back in there somewhere. So now back to your question, discussion. I think it's in the, if I go to discussion, I can find it again. Now, pay attention.
Okay.
You see this learning tab, go to learning tab.
Oh, okay. I see it now.
Yeah, okay. So that's it. The units are buried behind it.
And to get that, you have to click discussion.
It comes up. This is the front page. It comes up automatically when you go to the group. But yeah, it's in discussion.
Okay.
And then there's a learning tab right there. So that's it there too. So learning, and then that opens up the units. So now that we know how to find them again, since Facebook moved them around, I'll go back in and I'll reorganize the units and make it a little bit palatable, because they are a bit mumble jumbled right now. I'll try to.
See, on my cell phone, they're still easy.
Pardon me?
On my cell phone, they're still really easy like they were. They're just right there.
Yeah. Well, that's where they're supposed to be. It's where they always were. So, okay. I don't know if I've answered you. You're probably, I mean, the question you asked, Charlene, is really a deep question. It's not one that lends itself to a light answer. Would it be of value if we did another training and just went and played with Facebook groups?
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, I think it'd be great.
I heard you. I was looking to see if anyone else was going to say anything.
I didn't know if you heard me. Nobody responded.
I'm sorry.
Agreed.